Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. It is the day before all hell breaks loose, and I don't know if you are ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Let's get ready to rumble. Tomorrow is a full, and I mean a full slate of NFL games, and we're going to be here. It's actually beginning to pour out here. It's actually going to be raining off and on tomorrow, so we're actually going to be inside the studio for the game. So, hopefully you guys enjoy the look that we have here, and hopefully we'll see the Commanders, okay, with the left hands up, put that left hand down and get a loss. Hopefully the Eagles, we see Zeke Elliott do us a favor and kick their teeth in like the Lions did to Kansas City Chiefs. And we see the Dallas Cowboys that seems like by the hour we keep finding about somebody else who might not play. Somehow, some way gets a victory over the New York Giants because we know that that's a rarity. And let me bring in my early panel. I've got my man Thomas Garrett. Oh, wrong one. My man Thomas Garrett in the house. I got my man Tyson in the house. I got my man James Nooks, a.k.a. Loyal Cowboy, and Thomas Garrett. What's up? What's up? What's up? Are you ready? Are y'all ready?
Ready. I'm so ready. I'm bald-headed, Mark.
You're so ready you're bald-headed? Oh, man. Damn, that's ready. I'm not quite that ready, but I'm ready for tomorrow. It has been kind of cray-cray here. Everybody, once the show's over, I'm headed back over to the hospital to see Rashid. You know, this is how Giant fans are. They decide, let me go ahead and get sick. Let me go back to the hospital, Cowboys, Giants week. You know, I'm all jokes aside. Actually, I miss Rashid. Usually I'm listening to Rashid and that voice talking about, are you serious? Dak is garbage. You know, I miss that right now. Any thoughts, any worries, anything that we should be thinking about for tomorrow? I want to get the pace of you guys to see what y'all think.
We'll see how this line does. You know, hopefully, I mean, there's a strong possibility the Smith brothers will be out. So hopefully they can show up and at least play, because if not, it might be a long day for us if both of them are out.
Yeah, you know, that is very, very true. Now, there's two ways to look at this, because we know that with the Cowboys, with Tyron Smith, it's not a matter of if any longer with Tyron Smith. This question is when. Yeah. It's seeming more like Tyron Smith should play. It seems more in doubt if Tyler Smith plays.
And that falls on Cowboy. He should have addressed that and knew it was coming, and he goes out and brings in Trey Lance, which we don't need.
Well,
that doesn't make sense.
The Trey Lance, okay, the money-wise, it's not that much money. It's I shouldn't say it's just a fourth-round pick. Dak Prescott was a fourth-round pick, although the haters will say it was a wasted fourth-round pick on the Dak Prescott. That's just the way the haters are out there. Of course, they still say trade Dak, okay? Yeah, which you can't because he's got a no-trade clause. But I agree with you. That was one of those ones that I worried about on the offensive line. But I will say this much. We may have to trust the process, because when we looked at last year, where we were at this time, we had a lot of question marks at linebacker and the secondary and so on. And we had a lot of guys that weren't named players that we knew anything about, that they knew something about and felt good about, that were able to play. Was it enough? No, it wasn't. And quite honestly, you look around and say, if you're good enough to be a starter, you're probably already a starter. I mean, really, I might say I'd bring in Jason Peters. At least he knows the system. And if he, game or two, maybe, I don't know. But I don't know that there's really a lot of great players out there right now that you can grab. Thoughts?
True.
I mean, you're right on the money, Mark, with that. Because like you say, if the players was good enough to be starters, they'll be starting on somebody's offensive line.
Right. Kelly. Shout out to Kelly with the first super chat of the night. Kelly. We'll do another drawing here before this is all done. Shout out to all the ladies. Shout out to everybody that's in here. I see we've got our usual Eagle suspects in here. I see Logan Motorsports, and I see the train wreck that is Eastside Herald. What's up, Eastside? I know you're still reaping everything Houston down there. Cruising. Oh, my God. We got our first giant. Cruising is back. Okay. Go Big Blue. I want to, I'm kind of miffed a little bit here because I saw my man, shout out to Law Nation. Law Nation is blowing the hell up. He had Bad Dog on his channel, and Bad Dog was sitting here going crazy saying that Elijah Manning is better than any quarterback that the Dallas Cowboys have ever had. And I was like, wait a minute.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. But I started thinking that, wait a minute. He blew me up when I said what Micah Parsons was doing early in his career compared to what the great one was doing is comparable. How dare you, Mark Holmes, say that Micah Parsons is anything like Lawrence Taylor? You're going to literally tell me that Eli Manning is better than Captain America? Are you literally going to tell me some bullshit? A man who's got the Hail Mary named after him? The man that has not one but two nicknames, Roger the Dodger and Captain America, that you're going to try and tell me that Eli Manning is better than that, and then you're going to take offense to me saying that Micah Parsons is doing some things Lawrence Taylor-esque? Seriously? Am I crazy?
No.
Well, let me, I do so much talking on this channel anyway. Let me let you guys do the talking and tell me everything, because this is the end of it. Off season is over tomorrow, okay? The last time when we started was the Cowboys losing to the San Francisco 49ers, and we've had this whole off season of Catboy, of Jerry Jones doing his Jerry Jones things, Dak Prescott being killed, Diggs being killed, Micah Parsons being, the next great Eagle player. Some eyes, what y'all think of this offseason and projections for the year?
It's going to be a close game tomorrow night, I believe. Giants have got better. I mean, they drafted good players, and I think it's going to be a close game. That's just me.
Do you feel like Eli Manning is as great a quarterback as they've made him out to be all of a sudden?
No.
Greg Jennings literally on First Thing First was saying that, he feels more confident in Eli Manning than Dak Prescott. And I'm kind of like, how? JRS, shout out to JRS. Got you there covered, buddy. I'm just trying to understand that one. Because going into last year, wasn't he like 50 touchdowns and 50 turnovers? Or something like that, fumbles?
Eli has led the league multiple years in turnovers. Am I correct on that?
Oh, Eli, yeah. Well, of course, but see, they would say, here's what they say. Eli, he turned the ball over and he'd have, instant amnesia and he'd go out there and start slinging some more. Basically saying, oh, that's okay.
Right.
Saying that's okay. Did you guys notice how with Kansas City that it was Pat Mahomes is doing everything. He needs some help. Right. That immediately they were saying, they need to call up, get Mike Evans from Tampa Bay. The running game was terrible. Oh my God, the offensive line with the penalties. Can you believe Kadarius Toney dropping the ball? Yeah, that's not Pat Mahomes' fault. That's Tony sucked. Man, how could they? And I'm just like, every single problem that the Cowboys had happened in that game, and every single one of them, none of them went back to Pat Mahomes. Whereas with the Cowboys,
Even the pick six.
even the pick six, every single one of them got deflected away from Pat Mahomes, right? I remember when they used to say, a franchise quarterback elevates the people around him to win?
Right.
When we say Dak has, Noah Brown, it's but you see, Dak sucks, right? But Noah Brown tipped the ball up, Dak in his interceptions. Every single one of them were deflected away from Pat Mahomes. Against the 49ers, didn't we lose, our Tony Pollard? Didn't we last year have Noah Brown doing exactly the same thing Kavarius Toney did? Right?
Several times.
Didn't we have problems with penalties like, Randy Gregory literally tackling offensive linemen and jumping off sides? That's all I'm saying. If that game had been Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys against the Giants, it would have been Dak loses another one. Dak chokes on Sunday Night Football. Is Dak, Jared? No, Dak is not hurt now. But Holmes has a 2-ring buffer. Okay, I understand that he has a buffer. Okay, but my point being is, Xavier, is it doesn't matter how great you are as a quarterback. And believe me, Mahomes made great plays. Mahomes was putting the ball right there where it was supposed to be. But it's beyond just a great quarterback, because if it was just about being a great quarterback, we've seen how many times has Aaron Rodgers won MVP and they didn't win the Super Bowl. Didn't mean that Aaron Rodgers wasn't great, but you need that situation to be perfect to win. Mark, hospital TV sucks. Well, it's better than no TV. I'll tell you what, Dennis, it was actually, the TV was playing the game pretty good. It was just a smaller TV.
Right. It's so far away.
Yeah. Yeah. But with tomorrow night, we're not, we've got some players that are going to be missing, but Darren Waller, I think he'll be playing. But he's got a hamstring issue already. And, that's the knock on him has always been, can he stay healthy? He is a game changer. And I will say that, you're seeing how much Kansas City struggled without Travis Kelce, that you see how important tight ends are. I hope tomorrow we do a lot more 12 personnel with our offensive line, maybe in some shambles. That's how I think they can counteract some of the Giants. But we'll see what Mike McCarthy has up his sleeve as the play caller. And we'll find out. Was it Kellen Moore the reason why we were successful?
No, I don't know. It was some of it, yeah, but not the majority.
No, because, when that went out, it showed. We went from the top of the league in rankings on offense to the bottom of the league. It shows so that Kellen Moore wasn't.
But if you listen to Skip Bayless, we're better off with Kellen Moore being the quarterback. We're better off. It wasn't Dak. It was Kellen Moore. Angelica Barron, how are you doing? Lady Libra, what's up? Stacy Schubert in the house. Miss Gibson, shout out to Miss Gibson. Shout out to all the lovely ladies in place. Did I miss any of the other ladies? Joanne Gonzalez, what's up? What's up? What's up? Gina Dallas Diva, double.
Who's all coming over tomorrow to watch a game?
Actually, I hadn't heard from Wes. Wes, oh my God, Wes's sister, she is Miss Sweets. She makes some desserts. I'm just sitting here thinking about it, and I think I gained a pound. He called me today. He's like, "Are you going to be at the Red Brick House doing?" And I was like, "No, that's not quite ready for it." I said, "I'm going to be here at the Man Cave." He's like, "Okay, can you put me on the list?" Daniel Hernandez. He's actually moving to Georgia. He may be coming through. This may be the last game we have him here now. He may be able to come to the game in Carolina. E2 Blue will be in the house. DMV will be in the house. And, of course, Chef David Wiley will be in here. And we do have a little bit of a change-up because Michael Anthony Fitness Reaction is gone to
Damn, Gina.
to Gina's. So he is the master of the chopped cheese. So I decided to do a little change up. I found out there's another sub that they're kind of famous for at MetLife, and it's called the Spicy Roaster, which is like a fried chicken sandwich. And I'm going to do it a little bit different than they do it, but that's what we're gonna have. So the chicken is marinating in buttermilk and cayenne pepper and salt and pepper overnight to make it tender and juicy. So we're gonna be double deep frying it and having that on the big sub. So we have the big sub ready to go. We got the big sub ready to go for tomorrow. So we'll be ready here. The Cowboys better be ready. That's all I got to say.
I'm gonna miss the MAF meltdown though.
Oh, don't worry. He'll be back next week. No. We're not having any meltdowns. We're going to win. We're not having any. And if you want to see it.
But he gets when he gets another.
Man, right? Hey,
damn it, Dak.
right.
Come on. Michael lives over the top with every play, man. Man, put Cooper Rush in. Put Cooper Rush in. He's ready to throw your ass. Look, good thing Mike's not a coach, because Michael would literally, half the team would be benched by the end of the game. You better not mess up, man, because you're going to get called out and benched. Dem Boys Kick says no meltdowns. Hopefully we don't have any meltdowns. Hopefully we have a great game. We go in there. Micah Parsons shows them that he is going to be Lawrence Taylor-esque this season. If he gets 13 sacks this season, he will be one of two. Him and, of course, Reggie White as the only two players to start their first 3 seasons with 13 or more sacks. And Dakota Prescott, the much maligned, trash, garbage time guy, who is playing his 97th game, if he throws for just 57 yards, he will be one of 2 players to have, within 100 games to start their career, thrown for 25,000 yards and rushed for at least 1,500. And that would put him up there with the bad man, Aaron Rodgers. So that'll be another one of those that you can add to the list of the garbage-ass quarterback.
I don't know. It's wild, like, because people disrespect Dak, and if you read the numbers off, he's right up there with everybody. Like, he's top percentage in all of them. It's crazy.
That's the thing that's kind of crazy. And see, for me, I can't. Okay, I get it. I get it. We have not been to the dance in forever. I know. Believe me, I know how long it's been. Okay, Michael was like 5 years old the last time we went to Super Bowl. I get it, but I have to look at it and say, in the time that Dak Prescott has been here, in comparison to the other 22 years, this has been the best part of that shit that we've been dealing with. We were 12-5 back-to-back, and we're still talking about Mike McCarthy being on a hot seat. What other organization has got a coach that's 12-5 back-to-back years, and they say, we're ready to fire him?
Right.
You got the NFL Man of the Year, a guy who had a broken thumb, still led the league in scoring, has owned a division. If we end up winning here's how crazy it is. Dak Prescott's 10 wins straight over the Giants. There's only one quarterback that has a longer streak against one team, and that is Pat Mahomes over Denver. That's kind of crazy.
Right. It is.
And every day I get so many comments about Dak Prescott. We're getting, we got Trey Lance because we're getting rid of that guy. We getting rid of Dak. Now we got Trey Lance. It's like, seriously? You're telling me that an organization that succeeds, seems like it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, says, well, we can't do anything with this guy. We can't do anything with this guy. We got Jimmy Garoppolo successful. We got the last pick in the draft successful. You're telling me a guy that you spent 3 number ones and a third on, you just say, you know what, I can't do anything with that guy. And you're now ready to say, let's get rid of Dak and do that. And then,
Good point.
of course, Jerry doesn't help the situation any, who's saying, I'm going to have to probably get rid of 4 players next year so that way we can keep Dak. It's like, here we go again. Here we go again. Well, maybe if you weren't spending $17 million in dead money, on Zeke and that contract you made, or La'el Collins, maybe that, you wouldn't be talking about having to get rid of some other guys. But hey, maybe what Jerry needs is some humbling pie and have time again without Dak Prescott, because we've tried Andy Dalton. How'd that work out?
We tried too many quarterbacks. It was like 4.
Yeah.
It did not work.
But you'll remember, the same way they've hyped up, some of the talking heads have hyped up Trey Lance. It's very much the same thing that they did with Andy Dalton. Oh, Andy Dalton, there's no drop back between Andy Dalton and Dak Prescott. They're the same guy. Okay. Not exactly. That was head to head. Thomas Garrett, you there, buddy? I haven't heard from you yet.
This is the quiet that I've heard Thomas ever.
I'm serious. I guess he's got his game face on right now.
What if Tennessee's playing?
Could be. How did Colorado do today?
They won.
They won.
Yeah.
So he's already doubled their wins from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now, of course, we already have talking about he's going to be the next coach for the Cowboys.
I wouldn't be opposed to that, though.
Can he get through a full season in Colorado first?
I mean, not right now in his career, but at some point I wouldn't mind. I like Deion.
Sheila Neal, what's up, Sheila? And we got Primetime Phil. Primetime's got his show coming up at 7:00 tonight with Game Time. And I got to tell you, Game Time out there sweating out in the heat in the mail truck there, he seems a little spicy right now. He's a little bit, things kind of on blast there. And Primetime, man, he kind of, he's kind of going at you a little bit there, Primetime, because he's like, yeah, I need to change my music up and stuff, because Primetime said I got to change it up, and it says I need some jazz. I don't like jazz. I'm like, damn. It's like, man, please get that man out the heat. Get him a popsicle or something to slow his roll. He seemed a little bit agitated a bit today. But yeah, but definitely check them out, because they definitely will be previewing the game, and Game Time will be going into the mailbox to give you his picks and stuff. Now, is that my parent
game, right?
I'm sorry. He is going to the game. Yes. Yeah. And it's looking like there may be some rain for the game tomorrow. Let me look at the latest. My house is supposed to be pouring tomorrow night. Sunday. Well, at least it's not going to be hot. Yeah, they're calling for showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow. So the weather could be bad. That may mean that it's going to be a game we need to run the football. So it may be mud flap time, which, Barkley, if he's Barkley, could be a bit of an advantage for them. But then again, we do have Mozzie Smith and Hankins in the middle of the field that could help to slow that down.
Is Mozzie going to be the starter?
I don't know. I have not seen the starting lineup for that just yet. But he will be playing. I can guarantee you that they will be. One of the things that Dan Quinn likes to do, and he did a lot with Seattle, was he rotated his defensive linemen. He kept his defensive linemen fresh. And when you looked at it, the Super Bowl year, Cliff Avril, I think, led them with sacks with, 8.5. And what you ended up having was, how are you doing, Kathy? What's up? What you had ended up having is a lot of guys with 5 and 6 sacks. Nobody was a dominant defensive lineman, because they were constantly changing them up, so that way you had a fresh wave. And by the second half, they pretty much worn out the offensive linemen. So expect to see Hankins and Mozzie Smith and Oates. I mean, they're going to be changing up and rotating those guys constantly to make sure that they wear down the offensive linemen. And I have no problems with that at all. I'm looking forward to seeing how well that middle of the field, the middle of the defensive line does against Barkley. If we can shut down the run and make them one dimensional, I'll take that bet anytime with Daniel Jones as the quarterback. And if Darren Waller is still hurting, doesn't play, then that really is going to hurt their passing games. A lot of people don't realize the importance of tight ends, but if you look at all of the great teams right now, the Super Bowl winning teams, all of them have a great tight end. And I'm hoping and praying that Jake Ferguson takes a big step forward. If he can end up being better than Dalton Schultz, that will bode so well for this team, because we need that security blanket guy. We need that possession tight end. We need that guy who can block and help out to get that extra yard or two. And we haven't really had that guy since Jason Witten was a lot younger. Barkley tried to run on the Cowboys. Giant fans don't have short-term memory. Yeah, he hasn't had too much success against the Cowboys. Duke gonna look like Pac-Man and waka 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 waka. Okay. So who do you guys think is gonna have the biggest game tomorrow? What player do you look at and say we're gonna be talking about come Monday morning?
Lamb. CD.
You gonna say CD, not Micah?
Well, I mean on all over, yeah. I'm talking about on offense, I think Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
But defense, yeah, Micah.
Okay.
I need Prescott to have a good game. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I definitely. I hope who we say had a great game is Mike McCarthy. That's what I would love to hear, because that means he called a great game. The Cowboys played well, and that he would finally get some credit of actually, the way people talk about him, it's like, oh, Mike McCarthy's calling plays, and, it's like he just fell off the salad truck or something. They act like, he's about the dumbest guy out there. And I'm kind of like, he's been there. I believe he's got a little more experience than Kellen Moore did. At least I do. I have more faith in him, be it with the warts that he may have, more so than Kellen Moore. Thoughts?
No, I agree. I just want to see what his offense looks like.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing that nobody really knows is what is this thing going to look like? I think with the questions on offensive line, 12 personnel. I think you're going to see a lot of 12 personnel.
Right, to be safe. Right.
I think you're going to see a lot of stuff that's going to be outside. You can see a lot of screenplays, because that'll slow down a pass rush. So if your offensive line is not stout, when you hit, it's an offensive lineman that's defensive lineman who's getting pass rushes. When they start throwing screens and I got to put on the brakes to turn around, you start to hesitate, and that helps the offensive line. And I think everything is going to be very quick hitting, so that way it won't give you time to get to the quarterback. So I think they're going to do things that are going to make it more advantageous for Dak. At least that's what I would hope that they were going to do.
In the running game as well. So Pollard got to show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. We need to see what he looks like.
Some bootlegs in this game.
Hmm?
Some bootlegs. I hope to see some bootlegs in this game.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
Right. He called them. Prescott called them.
Play action and bootlegs, yeah.
I hope they would.
Yep. I just can't wait to get it on.
Right. I'm anxious. I'm excited. I'm ready.
Yep.
So who's Washington play tomorrow?
The Cardinals at FedEx, and they're actually sold out. So it was funny because I went by my parents' house, which is close to where I pick up the sub, and my dad was like, Who Washington playing? And I was like, they're playing the Cardinals. He's like, did the Cardinals have a chance? I said, man, I don't even know who the quarterback's going to be right now starting for them. I'll be honest. If the Cardinals win 4 games this season, I'll be surprised.
I'll tell you what, Philly, they better not fall asleep on New England.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
They better not fall asleep on New England. I know they're like, oh, we're going to beat them down, but
Hey,
they're going up against Bill
muted.
Belichick,
Yeah, that game might be the one that I look at and say I wouldn't be surprised.
In San Fran, they got to play Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Mark.
Yeah, there's Thomas. We were just saying, man, you awful quiet today, man. Like, damn, is there a football game on or something?
It's a college. There's some college games on, and I didn't know that my shit was still on mute. I had to unmute.
Okay.
Now, the Cardinals starting quarterback's going to be Josh Dobbs.
Okay. So they're starting his era out early.
The Tennessee Titans are road warriors to start 2023. Passing attack to keep things moving.
Looking at the schedule. So we got the Panthers versus Falcons. Snooze fest. Okay. Texans versus the Ravens. The who cares east side. We got the Bengals and Browns. That could be interesting. When we trash Dak and all that and say that, Dak's got to do something, it's a prove year. How come we don't say that about Deshaun Watson?
At all.
I mean, he had 7 TDs and 5 interceptions last year. He played worse than, was it Jacoby Brissett started for him? They actually played better with Jacoby Brissett. But
You get a pass.
he get a pass.
Right.
We got the Jaguars and the Colts. The Jaguars should blow doors on that one. Tampa Bay versus the Vikings. I think the Vikings will probably take that one. Also, Titans and Saints. Let's see if Derek Carr can get them going or if that's going to be a car crash. Like you said, 49ers and Steelers. That'll be interesting. And Cardinals and Commanders.
Buffalo and the Jets. That'll be a good game.
Yeah.
Monday night
game, yeah. Which, at least we're playing the Jets on a short week, playing Aaron Rodgers, and so that'll be good. Bears, Packers. Jordan Love era starting. The Raiders and the Broncos. That could be ugly. Dolphins, Chargers. And Eagles, Patriots. Rams, Seahawks. And then us. What I'm really interested in tomorrow is how well does YouTube Direct TV's, Sunday Ticket work? Anybody worried about this shit failing?
Yeah, I am. I've been noticing on mine, it sometimes it'll work fine, but then it'll just pause and it'll just go out for no reason. It's not my internet, so I don't know. Hopefully it don't do that tomorrow.
Well, I still have my regular Verizon box here, so I know the Washington game and I know the Cowboys game is on regular cable, so I can have those. It will be a few seconds delayed. What I always noticed about DirecTV is it was always about 15, 20 seconds behind the regular broadcast, so I'm assuming that YouTube TV is going to be the same way. So if the games are on cable, I will have it on cable because I know that won't be delayed at least. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to having the 4 screens with all the games and stuff on there. I've gotten a couple of new TVs that are down here to kind of get the studio and stuff together. We're going to be inside for the games tomorrow because it's going to be pouring and figured I'm not trying to fight the rain tomorrow. Eagles will be on CBS. Okay. Linda, what's up, Linda? How are you doing? I'm still worried about our offensive line. That's my biggest worry right there. And I'm also worried about our safeties with the injuries that we have / illnesses. But other than that, I feel good that we have depth everywhere else that we can kind of recover from that. And we'll see how it goes. See if we get the latest on Darren Waller, if there's anything new on that. It's kind of crazy that Darren Waller, week 1, he's already dealing with a hamstring issue, which could be lingering. He says he's confident about tomorrow night. And it seems there's a reasonable chance he'll be in the lineup and take the field despite his hamstring injury. His injury is not believed to be serious, and team is hopeful that he'll be able to play against Dallas. But no final determination has been determined. Okay.
You know, my thing is whether if he's hurt or not, we still need to go out there and kick the Giants' ass.
Oh, without a doubt. You're preaching to the choir. Okay. You know, we're hurt. They're hurt. You're always hurt. Everybody's hurt.
Yeah,
You
everybody's
can't.
hurt.
You can't make that excuse. You can't get that by. But you know what it would be like if the Cowboys lose to the Giants to open the season, what it'll be like Monday morning. You all know what it'll be like, right?
You know, my thing is this. My thing is, hey, you know, I know it's the first game of the season. I know we're gonna have 16 more of these babies to go out there tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, hey, this is a statement game. We need to shut everybody up.
Mm-hmm.
This is the shut everybody up game. You know, with it being the first game of the year, you know, we need to make a statement early and quick as possible.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you on that one. Cowgirls going down. Thanks, Bill. Meltdown season. Okay. You know, I'm actually hoping that, or I don't believe that the Eagles are going to be as good as they believe that they're going to be. Eagle fans, sorry, you guys had the perfect season last year. Should have won the Super Bowl, but I don't think things are going to be that easy for you this year. You can think that it's just going to be you're going to steamroll everybody and you know, you're going to be blowing everybody out. I think you're going to actually have some problems this year. Am I wrong? Anybody agree with me on that one?
I don't care about the
Totally agree.
I don't care about the Eagles unless we play them. I don't know.
Well, you know, I would love to
about the Eagles. I don't care about the Eagles. I'm trying to. My mind is on my boys. I don't have time to be thinking about the Eagles. If I want to think about the Eagles, I give my sister a phone call. She's the biggest Eagle fan as it is.
Ty Banks. Eagles going to be 15-2. Good luck with that one. Oh Lord, here we go. Angelica, you have okay, pups. Eagles are going back to win the NFC East. We don't think it's going to be easy. It will be what it will be. You know, Linda is probably the most even and realistic Eagle fan that I've ever had talking before. She actually, and she will actually say some nice things about the Cowboys and things like that in situations and stuff. And, you know, I really got worried today when I was at the hospital seeing Rashid because I think that they may have over-medicated him because he was actually saying some good things about the Cowboys. And I was kind of like, nurse, can you check his meds and make sure he's not overdosing? Because I think that there's something wrong here because he's saying good things about the Dallas Cowboys. I just can't wait to see. Go ahead.
Rashid, I think he's just grateful. Like, you know what I mean? You said he's saying nice things, but I think he's just appreciative for you.
No, it's got him being appreciative of me has got nothing to do with. He still hates the Cowboys. Still thinks that they're ass. But he was actually more realistic, and it may be that the medication has gotten a clarity and where he's actually being more rational than usual. I don't know. But when you fix TV games tomorrow, I'm going to be sitting right, probably Dennis, I'll be sitting right here. In front of me, I've got a 65, a 50, and a 42-inch TV. So we got those, and then a 32 that's right here. So I can have those four on, and I could actually put another one on behind me here, but I got to be careful that one's not showing behind me on the game. So I can turn around over here and look at that one. We've got plenty of TVs going around. We'll be cooking tomorrow. Actually, David Wiley will be here, and you know, David is you know, he makes me look bad. David can cook some stuff that's just like, oh my God. Now you lost your damn mind, Ty Banks. You've lost your mind. It's the meds making him have actual logic. Just kidding. Well, when I get done with this live stream, I'm going to go back over to the hospital and check on him. He'll be waking up from the anesthesia of the the second surgery and things. And let me say, shout out to everybody who's been putting out the thoughts and the prayers and everything for him. What game are you watching, Tyson?
I'm watching our girl Coco Golf in the championship of the U.S. Open.
Oh, okay. Golf? Yeah, okay.
No,
all right.
Golf. Her name is Coco Golf.
Okay.
Tennis.
She played in the tennis.
Oh, tennis. Okay.
Championship.
Gotcha. I'm a one sport guy. NFL football, that's it. And Thomas, I know you're watching a game.
Yeah, I'm watching Miami, Texas A&M. They're playing out in Miami. It's halftime.
That's what I'm watching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Miami's winning 21-17.
Timmy says, I think the players are tired of Dak losing and want a good quarterback.
What?
The hell is he talking about?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like real hate, man. That's like an art form, man. You know, it's like you like a born hater. You know, like myself, man. You know, a lot of cats that be haters, man. I mean, I'm mad. You know, I'm mad at everything, man. You know, brother got a nice car, man. Why you got a car, man? I only got one car. Why you got 3 cars?
Yeah, we got idiots that are in here as usual. What I can't wait to though, what I'm more excited for than anything else is we have completely changed the complexion of this team since Jason Garrett left. You know, we had some older players and some slower guys. Remember, wasn't that long ago we had Jason Witten, who was about as slow as shit. You know, with Zeke Elliott, Zeke had kind of started to slow down and things and wasn't that guy that was that home run hitter. Amari Cooper was a great possession receiver. Amari Cooper, a great route runner and all that. But I never thought of him as that speed guy. But now all of a sudden you start looking across the board. If Michael Gallup is anything close to back to what he used to be, he's about the slowest one we got as wide receiver. And I can't wait to see Jalen Tolbert because I know they're going to be putting him into the mix too. What he looked like in preseason gave you a whole lot of hope that maybe they were actually right. Hey, Cowboys, how you doing? That maybe they were right when they drafted him. He just was going to be a year later than what they thought he was going to be. And seeing Deuce Vaughn, seeing Tony Pollard, people are going to get winded trying to chase all these guys. This is some speed and some playmakers, and that's where I think you may see a lot of short shit that becomes really, really big gains. Crazy Corvette might be a low-scoring, boring, rainy game. That is true. That is very true. We have definitely hearing that the weather is not going to be great. It's off and on rain showers. Miss Gibson says Dak isn't the only one that had a bad season with or without interceptions. You know, it's funny because I keep thinking about Josh Allen, whose team was predicted to be in the Super Bowl last year, who led the league in turnovers last year, who lost the same weekend we did. We were on the road. They were at home. Pissed off his number one wide receiver where he literally had to say, you know, we squashed that shit over the summer. Ain't nobody talking about Josh Allen. Sounded like they were sick of losing with him. Or at least Diggs was. George C. What's up, George C? Shout out to you becoming a channel member. If you go to the community tab, in there is a link in there for channel members so that way we can get you your shot glass as well as your stress football because, you know, we're always under stress when we got Jerry Jones in the house and things. All right. We still have almost $9 million. You think the Cowboys make any moves during the season? Bring in any extra help? No. We's all we got.
Who's out there?
We's all we got.
Mark, I think it depends on who's out there.
Mm-hmm.
But it wouldn't surprise me if we make. It wouldn't surprise me if we make a move at the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm. What'll be interesting to see is what Kansas City does with Chris Jones. Because I look at Kansas City's defense didn't play bad in that game.
But I will say this. I will say that Detroit was slicing Kansas City's interior.
Yeah. I'm not saying that they would. I'm not saying that they wouldn't be better. They would be better off having that guy. Trust me, they are. But if they look at it and say, he's 29 years old, we're not trying to pay him $32 million a year. That's a possibility. And at some point, you might have to say enough is enough. We'll see. If I'm Kansas City, I'm trying to get Kelsey healthy, and I'm trying to get him back on the field if at all possible. But sometimes you can't work out those deals.
Well, my uncle, God rest his soul, my uncle used to say it best. He used to tell me, he say, nephew, it's a young man's league now. It wasn't like it was back in the day when, you can pay the man because of his experience and he's a good player and everything. It's not like that anymore. The young man's league now.
Mm-hmm. Well, so in some cases, the young man's ain't able to get out on the field. You guys see where Chase Young, who got a neck stinger about 5 weeks ago, seems like, is ruled out for this game.
It's a damn joke. Come on.
And they're talking about probably won't play till week 3. How you go from being rookie of the year, defensive player, to you just can't play anymore? What's up, board family? How are you doing? And Tay Cowboy says the ladies are ready for war. Alfonso says Chiefs looks average without Travis Kelce. Yeah, players make a difference.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They did. They can't see the offense look totally different without Kelce in there Thursday night.
Well, see, that's what I'm hoping for, is that Brandon Cooks helps to open up the field. There were so many times that the field ended up being so short. There he is, David Wiley. Chef David Wiley. They were just asking who's going to be here tomorrow, and I said David Wiley's going to be here. David, I got the chicken sliced and marinating in the buttermilk. But I need to know what else you need for tomorrow, bro. I got the big sub here. We're going to be ready to rock and roll. Because I didn't know if you're going to be doing those beans. Because those beans are kind of killer, bro. What I'm hoping to see is that Brandon Cooks really opens up the field, because defenses could really clamp down on us and double team CeeDee Lamb, because you didn't really fear Noah Brown and you didn't really fear Michael Gallup. You knew if Michael Gallup caught it, he's not going to run away from anybody. If Brandon Cooks can get downfield, that's going to open up everything else. And again, I still believe that if they can hit Tony Pollard, the quick screens outside and run him off tackle, that his speed is going to be devastating on the defensive line. And it will cause defenses not to be able to sell out on Dak, and also to have to cover the whole field. Shout out to Ward family. Excuse me.
Take the money out, all of it.
What's everybody's opinion on the final score for tomorrow? All right, it's going to rain.
Dallas.
You going to say what?
17-14 Dallas.
Ooh, that's real low. Okay.
I am predicting the game is going to, I told a buddy of mine, the game is going to be close in the first half. Somewhere late in the second quarter, early in the third, I think the Giants I think they're going to file up somewhere in between that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to be the turning point of the game. My prediction is 24-13 Cowboys.
You're close to what I was going to say. All right, go ahead.
Mine was 27-13.
What's going on, everybody?
Mine was going to be 24-10 Cowboys. And I can't wait to see, in an hour and 10 minutes, game time, Brian. Brian, what's up with you, man? Are you okay?
Yeah, why? What's wrong?
Yeah, you were spicy today, man. I was out.
I was very complimentary.
No, bro, you need to go listen. Bro, you need to go listen to yourself on that things, man, because you were like, I mean, you sound like you were pissed off at your man about like your music that he's like, I need to change. I need Mark's guy for music and stuff.
No,
he said, I need some jazz, but I don't like jazz. I was like, damn.
He was like, no, I like yours, but I got to do my own thing. He was saying, like my morning video, it's a little too hard hitting. That's all.
But you need that though in the morning because it's like coffee. They'll slam you awake and shit.
All right, well then we're good.
Yeah, no, I was actually I was listening to your whole show, but I had 80 pounds of chicken. I had a 40-pound box of chicken wings and a 40-pound box of chicken breast. And so I had to, portion it up, put it in the freezer and get it, squared away for the future games. And then I had to slice the chicken breast because I don't know what kind of chickens these are these days. We used to have chickens when I grew up, but we didn't have chicken breasts that are like this thick. They like turkey breasts and shit. I don't know what they feeding them motherfucker. I don't know if they're out there, in the yard cockfighting or whatever, but they big. But they some big chicken breasts. So you can't cook a chicken breast this thick, man, for the sub. So you slice it like three, so slicing it.
Yeah, you got to at least go in half at least.
Yeah, so I was slicing them things up and listening to you and stuff, and it's like, I don't know, is Mark Holmes still? I was like, yeah, I'm still here, but I got salmonella all over my hands, and I don't want to
get house. People want to hear it.
Oh shit! I'm always busy, man. I'm always busy. I didn't think the mailman delivered on Sundays. He's going to be delivering to MetLife tomorrow. Definitely. So game time. Give us, you're kind of late to the party. I know you're going to have to be leaving soon to go to your show and stuff.
Until 5 at least, so I don't get home.
I think it's the heat's been getting to you. I think that's where you've gotten a little spicy.
Hey, listen, it was a rough week, but it's over now, baby. It's all downhill. It's party time now.
Okay. My prediction for the score is 24-10.
Okay.
Cowboys.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that I'm right on that one. I'm hoping that the Cowboys go up there. I'm actually hoping that the Cowboys go up there and kick their teeth in. I hope Micah Parsons gets.
Now. I'm starting to do it right now.
Kelly.
So
Kelly says, shout out to Kelly. Ooh, Kelly.
Hey, Mark.
Yes, sir.
You may want to put on your James Madison hat.
I was just about to say that they just beat Virginia. JMU won.
Oh my God! Are you kidding? Here's a true story. JMU in 1983, Gary Clark beat UVA. And when I say Gary Clark, the score was 21-17. Gary Clark caught a touchdown pass, had a punt return, and a kickoff return for all three scores. And that was when they stopped saying, we're not playing JMU anymore. So shout out to JMU Dukes beating UVA again. They have become a powerhouse there. Division I AA. Shout out to them.
Yeah,
shit.
Conference USA now.
Yeah.
They can go to a bowl game.
That's amazing. They've come a long way because back in the day, we were just coming off of being club football 5 years before I started playing at JMU. And it's funny, when you look at their stadium, the low side was the high side back then, and it wasn't closed, wrapped around like it is. That was hillside where all the college students came to watch the game drunk because they could have alcohol out there on the hill, on hillside. But yeah, they've come a long ways. But game time, I know you're going to have your prediction. You're putting it in the mailbox right now. I'm assuming that it's going to be the Cowboys, but you're going to definitely have to tune in to game time and prime time to find out that score.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be Cowboys. I've let it marinate all day, but it's finally come to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope Micah Parsons goes in there and shows off and tears up Eli, because I'm still pissed at Bad Dog from him giving me shit about me saying that Micah Parsons, he's doing as a rookie some things like Lawrence Taylor, and I didn't say he's better than Lawrence Taylor. I did not say that. I did not say that he's already got a career and is better. I said if you look at apples to apples, his first year, Lawrence Taylor's first year, you look at the way he's changing the game, the way Lawrence Taylor.
I mean, you're not saying that he's Lawrence Taylor, but I'm telling you, what he did this offseason,
oh my God,
people are like Micah. He's going to have, if not 20 sacks, very close to it. He's going to be a beast.
He will have 20. If the middle of the field is stout, I guarantee he's got 20.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And well, stay tuned. But yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, definitely, I think he's going to have a monster year. Defensive Player of the Year this year, and he's going to make. He's going to be the highest defensive player next year.
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen. So that's fine.
Michael will have a pick 6 early in the second quarter. You know what I really, really would love to see tomorrow? I would love to see some pain. I would love to see Danny Jones look like a deer caught in the headlight. I would like to see Daniel Jones just look like ass because I'm sick and tired of everybody all of a sudden acting like he's Joe Montana. That Eli Manning, he had a great season. It's like 15 freaking touchdowns. 15.
Not to give too much away, I would like to have you guys come in and check me in primetime out. But what I will say this, and I know I'm late to the game here. I will say, the Giants, when they run the ball 30 times or more, are undefeated against. I mean, Danny Dimes is basically undefeated.
Oh, you know what? Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there because I wanted to respond to you when you were saying that on your live stream. Because I had a little follow-up on there. There's a reason why they're undefeated. Because, see, when you have to put Daniel Jones in there to be the one to win the game, sorry, bro, he's going to lose it.
But they're going to run to the edges. I mean, they're going to run. They're going to run. They're going to run. They're going to try and run. So, all this talk about us stopping the run, we need to be stout in stopping the run, or it could be a lot closer than it needs to be. Now, I'm predicting a close game. Stay tuned for that. But, I think we're going to win the game. But everything that's going on, I'm spicy in this one respect. We sit here and we bubble wrap everybody in the preseason, and we don't want to do this, we don't want to do that. And look what happened. Tyron Smith, he's going to play. For how long? Who knows? But he's already banged up. This is what we were talking about. I know loyal Cowboys in the house. You were talking about it.
Yeah.
I love Schoonmaker. Don't get me wrong. But this is why I wanted to guard in the second round. This is why. Because now look at it. And now, I mean, it's like, can't we get through a friggin' preseason before we start worrying about our offensive line?
But you know what I'm going to say to that? I'm Mr. Optimistic. I'm Mr. Optimistic because there's been quite a few times where we've looked and said the cupboard's bare, and we've panicked and said the Cowboys are stupid because they didn't get somebody, right? And then we find somebody like Terrence Steele, because we looked at and we said Terrence Steele was ass his rookie year because he got thrust into it, and then all of a sudden that dude got paid because he's good.
On my lunch chat, that's exactly what I said. I said, I don't want to see Chuma Edoga tomorrow night, but he's going to start at left guard. He is. I can tell you right now, because I'll be really they need to be very careful with Tyler Smith. So I
agree.
Expect the Chuma Edoga to play. I say put TJ Bass in, because you saw what happened to Steele. Everybody, he was so a year one. But
okay, can I try and make you feel a little bit better?
Go ahead.
Okay, both Tyron Smith and Tyler Smith were on the plane to New York.
Be on the plane.
They're on the plane. If they know they're going to be out, they stay at home.
Nah, I don't think so. I think. Listen, I'm not a damn. I can't. I hope you're right. I'll leave it at that. But from what doubtful normally means out. So I'm gonna go with that until. I'll be pleasantly surprised. But if either one of them, injures themselves, in a game where they shouldn't be playing, then
that's the bigger worry. Yeah,
it's only one game. You've been saying it yourself, Mark. It's one game. So, let's err on the side of caution here when it comes to soft tissue injuries. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I'm not disagreeing.
Bass, let's go. He hasn't given up a pressure all preseason, albeit against a second team. So, but anyway, I'm ready to roll here. So, tune in less than an hour. So, I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. I forgot that you do Saturdays at 5.
Well, I do during the season.
Yeah, I know. I'll be late on the Saturday.
Well, that's okay, man. Yay. Hey, we ain't mad about the mail being delivered, bro. We ain't mad about the mail being delivered. And what I'm going to be doing is, once I get out of here, is I'm going back over to the hospital to see Rashid, and we'll be probably watching your game.
I wanted an update. How did the surgery go?
I don't know yet because they schedule the surgeries for 2 hours, and so this is what we learned because they picked him up at 10:30 the first night, and so I said, oh, he'll be back, like 1:30 or so. No, that's not the case because you have the time to get prepped for surgery, then you got the surgery, then you got the recovery, so it's like about a 4-hour situation. So he should be getting back to the room sometime like between now and say 7, and yeah. So
he's going to be out of it for a while.
But no, believe it or not, this is what was crazy was, I was in the room, I watched the end of the game and stuff, and I'm sitting in this chair it's just hard. It's hard. It's hard on the ass, or maybe I'm just an old man and don't have any ass anymore, but my ass just kept hurting.
It's hard for Mark to sit in one spot, regardless of the situation, let alone being in a hospital.
But they brought him back in about 2:30 in the morning, and they're plugging everything back in. It's amazing how the technology just slide one thing in, and checking all his blood pressure and his meds and stuff. And we talked for about 2 hours after that. He was actually very comatose, even though he still had a little bit of the anesthesia and stuff till like 5 a.m. is when I actually left. So we actually had a lot of conversations and stuff, and the same thing today. There's a lot of ups and downs with dealing with this whole situation. It's, you're looking and saying, I can get a prosthesis and I'll be able to walk again. Maybe the recovery will be better now and so on. But then I've now lost my foot, and what's next? There's a lot of emotions and things in there. And I wish I had the words to make everything better. For him and stuff, but it's one of those things that you want to do, but there's really nothing you can do.
The best thing you could do is what you're doing, is be there for somebody.
Yeah,
that's the important thing. There's nothing you're gonna say to him that's gonna change the situation. But what you can say is, I'm here with you, and we're gonna moving forward. You gotta, I'm with you.
Yeah,
that's all. It's hope, man. If a person has hope, then you
got a lot.
Then you're good. So that's what they need. That's what he needs. So
yep, and that's where I'll be. And then
make him happy, because tomorrow night he ain't gonna be so happy. But
I asked the nurse. I said, nurse, can you kind of save some of the meds and give him some extra ones tomorrow night because he might need them. He cracked up. He's like, oh, here we go.
Well. And this is, I know, I don't want to hold you too long, but this is what I'm going to say about tomorrow as far as Danny Dimes. I don't know what anybody else in here thinks. Danny Dimes can't beat us by himself. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball. And then when they do throw, if it's not available, Danny's going to tuck the ball and run. That's how they're going to try and beat us. What we need to do. Yeah, go ahead, Thomas.
Game time, Brian. I wasn't saying what you just said, but I think that's what's going to happen tomorrow night. I think they're going to try to run it. And I think somewhere, I told Mark, I said, I think somewhere late in the second quarter, early the third quarter, they're going to try to catch us.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to try to catch us they'll try to catch us off guard. And I think what's going to happen, I think it's going to backfire on the Giants. And I think that's going to be the turning point for them, and I think that's going to lead to something for us.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think what's going to happen.
Yeah,
they're going to
try and go after Diggs. Is what they're going to try and do.
Yeah, they're going to try to. They're going to do that bread and butter. They're running and everything.
And I got my
somewhere they're going to try to get cute, and it's going to backfire on them.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, but I see Micah Parsons going off tomorrow. I think that is a guy who is so hungry and so excited about wanting to be on the field that he is going to go off. That this is going to be the set the tone game where people are going to say, oh, my God, wait a minute. These guys are good.
I think Parsons could have a 3-sack game tomorrow night.
I'm thinking 4.
4.
Oh man, that I would love for Danny Dimes to look like ass because everybody has gotten on this whole bandwagon that Daniel Jones is great and all this that. Man, look, put the man back in his place. Put him back in his place.
Yep. They're gonna, like I said, they don't have a lot. They're going to try and any passes that they do early are going to be underneath stuff. Make them do it. Make them work the underneath stuff. But I got news for you. The key is we need to put touchdowns on the board. Everybody I talk to is calling for a low scoring game. They were calling for rain all day, off and on today. It didn't rain at all here today. It like showered once, Mark. So and I'm not,
it's pouring here right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And
it's headed north.
The same thing, but they're heading for the same thing tomorrow. It ain't going to rain straight through. So I don't expect the rain to be an issue. Everybody says, if it rains, then the Giants have an advantage. I don't know that to be the case. Good luck with that defense, Danny Dimes.
That's where. Yeah, I think that we are so much better in the middle than where we used to be, and the speed that we have even on defense. That's the thing that's incredible about this team is name me a spot where you look at it and say we're slow, other than Tyron Smith maybe. But the speed on our skill players, our cornerbacks, our safeties, our linebackers, our running backs, our wide receiver, we are going to be running circles around people.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree.
Yep. All right, so everybody, my man Game Time's got to get out of here, and I've got to get out of here and go check on Rashid. Give me your your final thoughts here as we get ready to get out. I need to do a drawing too, but give me your final thoughts here, everybody. Okay.
Well, I just hope that we win tomorrow night, in which I know we are. And, Mark, I just have to tell you that next week, when we do our Zoom meeting, I may not be on. Okay. Because about this time next week, I'll be in Dallas. And
hey.
If I do be on, I'll be on via location.
Well, do me a favor. You got my number, don't you? Okay, email me, and I'll give you my number because
I got your place of residence, but
No, just email me cowboysmark94 Gmail, because you can send me a little video and stuff and give me the ambiance, the atmosphere and stuff and things from live from Dallas. You can be my on the spot reporter, so to speak.
All right.
Okay.
Because I was gonna do a few videos and put it on.
Oh, there you go.
On my YouTube.
Oh, well, there you go. You put it on your YouTube, and I will share it with everybody else. That'll work too.
All right.
All right. Game time. Say what you got to say and get the fuck out.
I'm out, man. I'm just listening to you.
Okay. Then get the fuck out. Okay. See you in about less than an hour. All right. Loyal Cowboy.
I just say this: got to go out there and take care of business.
There you go.
We got a long season. We got the Jets, and then we got, tough schedule. So I say they got to take care of business tomorrow.
There you go.
Get the W.
Yep. Amen on that one. Tyson?
I want to see a good, clean game. Domination by the defense. And get out of the game healthy.
Amen. All right. And Trucker's Life. Shout out to Trucker's Life. I just saw him in here. He was back in last night for our live stream. He is our winner chicken dinner. So Trucker's Life, email me, cowboysmark94 Gmail. And Jay Smooth was our winner too last night. So definitely email me so we can get your stuff sent to you guys. As always, I appreciate everybody. And hopefully tomorrow we will see a lot of this.
Oh, big run. Oh, he fumbled. He fumbled. Shit.
He's still.
Slay. Now he's about to lose his mind.
He hasn't seen the play yet. Please tell me like that.